Very dry. What do they say?
It's a cruel It's a cruel, cruel summer. Leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Down and wrong. You're not the only one. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer.
That's me! Hello. I got it this time. I only got like 1 second. 1 second. Hello, Mr. Scott. The Satan's pain. I have pain. Christopher V. And Darren Burrows. Hello now. Oh, Lordy. Let me do something real quick. Well, I'll do it in a minute. Man, me and my family picked all the losers in the video wars. We bought of course we got the Betamax. And when we first went in there, of course, this was early on. You go in, and they had all these VHSs everywhere, and then there's like this one stand with all their Betamax. So it was hardly any selection. Of course, that didn't last long, but and then later on, of course, I picked they dropped the price to $100 for an HD DVD player. Oh, well, thank you, Satan's Pain. That's an expensive wall. But so I got the HDVD, and you got some of those. I actually spent full price on a few of them, which was stupid. And then they went down the shitter. Darren said, "Hey, Dana."
Hey, Darren.
Dana's working on her empire. Hey there, Eric. It's going pretty good. her empire of merchandise.
There's gonna be loads of deadites on deck merchandise.
Deadites on deck merchandise from Teesprings. But yeah, I've watched some crazy movies over the last 2 days. I got my Severin shipment in, and I got Saint Bernard and Shocking Dark. It looked good. I mean, I can't tell the difference now after so many years of not seeing them. We're talking about good 35 years since I've seen a Betamax play. But Saint Bernard is insane. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you what it's about. It's like autism on film. I don't know. I mean, it seems like that's what's going on, but it's and a lot of wood. This Gabe Bartolos loved wood. Oh yeah, Mr. Satan, Dr. Satan. I agree. We were lucky enough in my town to have a couple decent video stores, but there was one who never changed a damn thing in his video store. For at least 10 years or more, I would go in there and they would have the same shit in the same places. So it was kind of cool to go back in there every once in a while and take a look. But of course, all that's changed now. But, yeah, and going back in the dirty room with the dirty movies, it was like a big closet. It usually had a door or beads. And the one time I went in there that was exciting was this beautiful blonde chick was in there, and I was like, holy shit. Maybe she wants to, reenact the porno with me versus watching one. But that didn't happen, so, I'll cry about it in a few years, but not right now. Also, so I'm not sure if St. Bernard is really worth it. But, it's very crazy, and the effects are, Gabe Bartolos did it after Skinned Deep, or whatever the heck that movie was, which I want to get, and it's just insane. Now, the other insane movie I watched today, which is a little different and not inventive with effects and stuff, was that Champagne and Bullets, or Road to Revenge, with that guy who's a lawyer now. It's like a Wings Hauser. Looks like he's trashed through the entire movie. It's a crazy film. I mean, there's so many. It's like a room. It's like The Room, a little bit, because there's about at least 2 to 3 sex scenes with him and this chick. And then there's a line dancing. He sings a country song and people are line dancing to it. I think Vinegar Syndrome put it out recently. They do have commentary by the guy, like his name's like John D. Hart or something. It's weird, and there's no revenge until like the last 10 minutes, and then there's a reveal after that that's like, what I don't know why you needed to do the revenge, but yeah, John D. Hart, long as it's not Kevin Hart. So let's just bullshit around and look around here. Let's take a hill. Yeah, and if you didn't look like you were old enough to be in there, that they would come and ask you for your, say, check on you. My worst thing that I ever did, or most embarrassing one, was me and my buddy. Now, I don't know, maybe people did this. Me and my buddy, a guy, rented a bunch of porn movies and went and watched them together, which is kind of weird to think about now. But we were, drinking and, just being nuts. And it had this chick on it that looked super hot on the cover. And I think her name was Candy Evans, this blonde chick. So, you take the thing there. It's usually a tag at that point. And when they gave us the tapes, and it said Ebony and Ivory Fantasies. So I'm assuming interracial. I don't know. So when I got in the car, he goes, "Man, they gave you the wrong movie. That's no way." And I had to go. I went back in there, which is stupid, and and ask him about it. And there's this like real young, I don't know how old chick it was in there at the desk, and I felt so stupid. Yeah, we're going to look at the sale at Arrow here in a second. Yeah, I did watch the Fear Street movies on Netflix. Now, I'm not going to say they're great, but they were a pretty good kind of like mini-series of movies just to fill your life, you know, your empty life with some meaning for a few hours. So, I mean, I don't know. They were overall pretty good. I mean, I guess a lot of people like the second one, the 78 one, the most. And I'm leaning towards that. But, you know, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun. Let's see if I can, let me, yeah. Well, you know, I'm 50, almost 52 years old right now. And of course, when I was younger, in my 30s, I looked very young as well. And I remember going to a movie when I was 13, like a Revenge of the Ninja, which is rated R. And they ask you your age, and I just say I'm 16, or 17 rather. And they just let me in. And there was this one guy behind me who was 16, and he was like a foot taller than me, and he said, "I'm 16. They said, "Well, we can't let you in." And here's this little 13-year-old kid that just got in there. But, you know, hey, you got to play the game back then. Let me, Windows capture. All right. Let me bring up another window, guys. Does everybody, I don't know if everybody's like me, but I get on watching trolls on, or watching these people on YouTube, and I'm on this one dude called Gothic King Cobra J something, JF or whatever. Oh my God. I don't know. I could watch that shit for like years. Damn you. Alright, we're going to go with this one then. Let me see if I can bring this up. Are you kidding me? Ooh, I'm mad. Well, I got carded forever. I was in the Army when I was 17 and I looked 13. So I got the people like, what the, you know, sometimes it's like, I can't believe you're that old. But guess what? Pretty old. Ah, okay. Let me, what's this? Let me figure out what the hell I'm doing. There we go. Oh yeah, Chris V. I've only seen a little bit of that. I'm not even finished with the Bailey and Izzy saga, but I've watched some other ones. There's this one guy who shows him when he does his videos. He's sitting there talking, and then they bring up the comments. Some of those comments are just awesome as hell. Let me see if I can do this on my stupid thing here. Browser. Oh, Ken, I'm jealous, man. And I was dumb enough to order. I mean, I should have just ordered from Amazon in the U.S., but I ordered it from Arrow. So it's going to take an extra 2 weeks probably to get here when it is released, which is right now, I think it's like the 27th. And the Wraith, I pre-ordered that too from Amazon. Maybe you ordered it from a different company though, but that's definitely something I would want. I mean, I'm waiting on those. Ken, did you get the big crazy limited titles? I just got the first one they put out there with the English titles. I mean, I guess I just didn't care. Some people likely were saying that they just they liked the that one better. Let me see here. Ooh. All right. Nice. Yeah, I'm saving up the Crystal Plumage. We watched the Arrow Blu-ray, the most recent Blu-ray of Phenomenon last weekend. Missed the Breaking the Street Dates Diabolic, which is good. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure if they could make that look any better. I mean, we got a 4K player, so it upscaled it, so it was very impressive for me. Let me see if I can get this shit off the screen. Yeah, let's find out more. It's part 2, which I didn't know it was a series, but you know. Let's see. Let's see genre. Nope, wrong one. Wrong screen. So we'll get Giallo and horror. Well, let's see. All right, that's good enough. Nobody cares about anything else usually. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the Argentos are going to come out. The good ones, obviously, not like Dracula 4K or 3D in 4K or some shit. But oops, wrong one. Unfortunately, I'm just not gonna. I can't justify buying them because of the shipping right now. So I'm just kind of sitting on it. But One Cut of the Dead, I don't know about the Hollywood edition, but if you haven't seen that one, that's a pretty fun zombie-ish movie. Well, Japanese zombies, which is rare. So I would check that out, but you can get that off Amazon. I'm not a big Tremors guy, so... But I am a Wreck guy. I like Wreck 1 and 2 a lot. I think those are my two favorites. I mean, I've not had a great fondness of the Four Flies. I better put my hat on for promotional. And also, I'm obligated to say that DEADPIT on Patreon tiers start at $1. Check it out. I've got an exclusive show on the Patreon called the Oh My Show, which has got dirty stuff in it. So, and boobs and vaginas and a-holes. Devil's Nightmare is a pretty cool one. And it was a public domain movie forever. Yeah, I got The Incredible Shrinking Man on DVD. I got it like when they had that sci-fi collection. But man, look, 10 pounds, which is about 12 to 13 bucks. Now, they have Shout Factory put out the 4-movie collection for it's like 50 bucks or so. I don't know which one would be better, but to get 1 and 2, I would obviously go that one. The third one is my least favorite, and the fourth one, Apocalypse, it abandons. But 3 and 4 abandon like the found footage feel. I don't have any voodoo codes. I give them all to Wesley Vance. So we're in a commune of voodoo codes where we share the same voodoo thing. So I probably have some, but they're still in the case from stuff I haven't opened. I haven't heard much about the Frenchman's Garden, Ken, but I mean, it's interesting. I think it's the Nashi. Also, Versus. If you have not seen Versus, you are missing out. It's like a Japanese Evil Dead in a forest. A lot of action, like kinetic action and stuff. Very, very cool. And I think there's more than one version of the film, but they made it in like 2000 or so, and then they went back and filmed a little more footage in 2002 and put it in there. So, damn, you're getting all kinds of stuff, Ken. Yeah, John Martin, I did like The Long Halloween Part 1. I thought it's pretty good. I mean, obviously, I think they've changed up all the voice actors, which is so far so good. So, yeah, I liked it. Marvel has not really done hardly any of the animated stuff. It's been for kids, but DC stuff, animated stuff, has always been better than their live action stuff for the most part. Oops. All right, let's hit the number 2. I'm not interested. Beyond the Door for 10 poons. Definitely pretty cool. It's got a great documentary about Italian ripoffs of Exorcist, which unfortunately I think I've got them all or have seen them all. But, yeah, actually I think I have, because there was one I didn't know about and I got it and it wasn't that good anyway, so as usually it goes. So a Pitch Black 4K, I'm not really... I must be in the majority or the minority. I like the Chronics of Riddick more than I did Pitch Black. I mean, it's okay and it's cool, but I don't know. For some reason, I like that one better. Zombies for Sale. Black Tide sucks, in my opinion. Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat. Is that which one is that, Dana?
What?
Trick or Treat.
That's
that-
the one with the stories in it.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good one, Ken. So, to be honest with you, I got the original Blu-ray of it for like really cheap. So, if you're thinking that it might come out on 4K, then I would probably go that route, unless you can get a good deal. But that was one of the biggest mistakes I think they made by not releasing that to the theaters. They could have made a ton of money. And they also made a mistake by not making any sequels to it. But it is a really good anthology film. So it just all depends on the price, and then also the extras, which obviously they're going to have a lot more. You didn't get the Hills Have Eyes 4K yet, have you? Okay. I'm not. I know Dana likes Hills Have Eyes more than I do. I actually think I saw the second one with the dog flashbacks first. Excuse me. I got a Rain because I was trying to be cheap. Energy drink. It's a orange dreamsicle, and it does taste like those things. I've had orange dreamsicle flavored stuff, and I've not had an orange dreamsicle in years, since I was a kid, I think. Here's one, if you had not seen, I would maybe track down just to watch. It was on Amazon. I See You. It was pretty cool. It's a little one. Well, it is a little rough when you drive a school bus off a cliff with a bunch of special needs kids, that's not going to please a lot of people, I guess. And of course, the Phantasm Sphere set is supposed to be back for like $100 if you missed out on it, which I think a lot of people probably done got it all or got it by now. But if you haven't, it's out there. Some of them are actually in Best Buys, but I doubt Best Buy, man. Our Best Buy, at least by that we go to, is completely void of freaking movies. Hardly. They've fucking put in a bunch of refrigerators. I don't know who would go to a Best Buy to buy a fridge, but c'est la vie. The Prey, which is okay. I mean, I'm glad to see it finally cleaned up. But you know, it's not like a must own. But you know, it just depends on what you're into. Edge of the Axe, another one, 8 pounds. Of course, American Werewolf. Crimson Peak. I actually have this edition, but I haven't. I've watched it before, but not this. I bought the Blu-ray after I watched it. So I mean, on Blu-ray, it's probably going to look great. Now, I don't know if that'll ever get a 4K. I mean, some things are just not going to get it. They're not going to go back in time like they do with Blu-ray and release everything in 4K. I mean, I think a lot of stuff will get released in 4K and before the end of physical media. But, I mean, there's always going to be media because there's always people like us that's going to buy it and rather have something to hold in their hand and depend on the streaming. The Ring collection, which I got the Ring steelbook from Arrow, and it, you know, that's a great film. I remember renting it. Crimson Tide. You can get all the Crimson sequels. You got Crimson with Paul Naschy, Crimson Peak, and then Crimson Tide. But yeah, The Ring is pretty cool. I mean, if you hadn't seen it, definitely. If you've seen only the American version, the Japanese version obviously is going to be better. And I watched it on VHS when it came a couple years after it came out. It's very spooky. There's Devil's Nightmare for 6 pounds. Of course, the Mondo Macabre released it over here. I wasn't a fan of Scared Stiff. I think Dana bought that, didn't you?
No. I didn't end up buying it.
Well, save some money there. The Iguana with the Tongue of Fire, I almost watched that again today, but I didn't. It's a pretty interesting, it's pretty cool Giallo. I think Dagmar's in it. Dagmar Lassiter, I believe. Cobalt, which is like a early 99 or early 2000s. It's a very low, it's kind of low budget, and it's trying to be a Giallo, or at least Giallo influenced movie, but I don't know if I would. Well, 8 pounds. If you're buying some more, I mean, $10 ain't gonna kill you. I don't know. I have not seen Climax. The Fifth Chord is a decent Giallo with Franco Nero. It's got the famous scene where he's driving, drinking a big bottle of JB. I don't know. I mean, I've not really looked into it, Chris, about the differences in Arrow's release of Phantasm or was it Whale Go USA version? I mean, that version which I have in the Sphere set up there on the top, it looks pretty good to me. So I don't know. I mean, you could compare prices and then shipping, and then you're probably going to come back. Definitely going to be cheaper to get the Sphere set for $100. The Blood Tide movie, Blood Tide, just didn't seem. I don't know. But to each his own, is you know. Warlock. Am I a fan of the Warlock movies, Matt? I guess I was. I mean, I haven't watched them in a long time. I can't remember when the last time I watched them. But obviously, back in the day, I watched them all. I don't know. Is there a fourth one? I definitely hadn't seen that one. If there is, I've seen the other three, and obviously the first two are the best. With the first one being, I mean, obviously I don't think we needed any sequels to that, but it is what it is. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Horror Express, which if you haven't seen that Creep Show, the last episode of the current season is a kind of a love letter to Horror Express. It is a very cool film or episode of that. I think it was the best one of the season. I think me and Wes talked about it, and I think we agreed that was the best, or at least among the best, because there was some really bad duds. Deadbit at Dawn, 8 Poons, that would be a good one. It's not really a horror movie, but I tried to watch The Horrors of Malformed Men, but I never got very far into it. Ooh, this one is a very underrated film. Incident in Ghostland. Let me see if there's some more information. Yeah, Satan, I agree. I'm not a big fan of Candyman, so I don't really care. But I did pick up the $10 Blu-ray that I will probably never open and probably will never make my money back on it. So it's I thought it was one of the guys, but it's the director of Martyrs. And this movie is it'll keep you. It's one of those stories where it evolves, and it's not it's something that'll be. It's not a standard story, so you may not know where it's going, which is always a very pleasant surprise, because after you watch so many movies, you can always usually figure out what's going to happen next. But this one is a great film. I need to get it, but I'm not going to get it at the moment. Oh, Cine Museum Exorcist Edition. I think Dana's waiting for the.
What am I waiting for?
You're waiting for the 4K Hobbit.
4K what?
Of The Exorcist.
Yeah.
No, I was just yeah.
I thought you were going to say The Hobbit.
No, The Hobbit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm definitely not going to be upgrading everything. Like, I watched one of the Indiana Jones movies from the most recent Blu-ray set that came out a few years ago, and it looked incredible. So I was like, man, I don't even know if I want to upgrade or need to spend another $60, $70 on a set, which I got this one. Oh, yeah, I Madman. That's a good one. They always had stuff like that in the VHS stores that offbeat ones, and that was definitely an offbeat one. I like that one a lot. Oh. Let's see, where the hell we at? Well, Jackson Jack, you owe me 10 push-ups for being late. You're doing swabbing the deck. Hopefully I'll inspect it later. Well, shit. I got this little screen at the bottom that I'm scrolling on. This dumb thing. Yeah, you can get ghost hunting. Valentina. The black car test. That's what you need. Uh-oh. Maybe I will skip the inspection this time. I keep on putting my mouse up in the upper screen. There's that last house on the left. I got the Visitor. I got the Draft House edition. Yeah. That's quite a few Blu-rays. You may have to get some other input for that one, Darren. I don't know about the horror project ones. I think they're all kind of low budget American films. The Black Rainbow I watched a little while ago. Who was in that? Shoot. I know Rosanna Arquette. I'm trying to remember who's playing her father, but for some reason I can't remember. But he's like being a fake psychic, and they go to churches and stuff, and then somehow he's she's the psychic, and she sees a killer or something. It's a very weird. Yeah, Freaky was a pretty entertaining one, especially with Vince Vaughn. Yeah, I think I can't remember if I watched it all, but I had seen The Child, and I thought it was really, it was a kind of a pretty good. Are we back? Now, Whitefire, which is I got a screener copy from the big guy, and it's got some Giallo feels, but it takes place in like Arizona, and it's got like David Keith. It was all right. Mad Fox, as you know it. Tarzan for life. Another crazy one. Oh, I don't know. I skipped the watch. Well, here's the standard Blu-ray edition, so it's only 30 pounds. So, what is that? $45. So, I guess you could get away with this, but obviously you have to probably have a region-free one, I think. All right, man, take off, Satan. Get some sleep. Peace. I've been asked this question a lot. Why don't you just die? And I go, I don't know. I ask I do that. I ask that every night before I go to sleep to myself. I'm a big fan of the Stray Cat. This collection, I got it pretty good, pretty cheap. I haven't watched them all yet, but I'm a big Pinky Violent fan. It's crazy gang chicks fighting and stuff. It's really, really fun stuff to watch because they're obviously in Japan, at least in the 70s. Maybe now that the women are kind of demure or something. But these young women in these movies are always like beating up people and taking it. Well, Jackson. Obviously, I think who put out the 4K of Halloween, the steelbooks? That's a Universal one, right? Or is that
No, I think
Shout Factory?
Scream Factory.
Oh,
Pretty sure.
I would guess because I wasn't sure. I got me and her both got the steelbook, and if it came from Scream Factory, I'll guarantee you it's exactly the same transfer. So, if you already have it, I would say don't get the new one. Oh, well, Chris V knows more. It's a different transfer. Okay. But for me personally, I am no way Jose going to be buying any freaking any more Halloweens as far as 4Ks. I mean, I've got the original, that one, and I don't know. Like some people always have said that these are going to go down. At least you would think at some point. Ah. Well, see, they're saying it's Lionsgate.
What?
The Halloween 4K.
I didn't say that. You asked me who put the steelbook out.
Okay, but the steelbook is from Scream Factory.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well,
I can
either
pull mine off there and look at it.
either way, I mean, if it's got a different transfer, I mean, you can always look that up on like Blu-ray.com, or there's a site called DVD Beaver that does a lot of comparisons and has a lot of data about different transfers and bit rates and all kinds of stuff. But but I don't think I've ever owned part 2, so I might get that one in part 3. I'm not a big fan of anything above that. I mean, I've got a DVD. I got a Digimax DVD of part 4. Part 5 is not very good to me. My opinion. All right, well, let's see here. Full cam. Let's fade into it, guys. We're fading. Let me see what. Oop. All right. So, I was going to just talk about a few, I also put on there, I was going to talk about DVD only. These movies, as far as I know, have never been released on Blu-ray. So, and some of these I'm assuming will never go to Blu-ray, which, I mean, depending on the DVD, the later DVDs probably are usually look decent. Yeah, Jack. The zombie ones are shit. You would hope that they would pull the, put the stop button on that artwork and then redo it. But I don't know about that. But Synapse is Lamora, child of the supernatural. It's like a child's fable kind of thing. I like it a lot. And, obviously when you watch this movie, the colors and everything are really cool as far as the cinematography and stuff. So, you immediately, later on, you would think this shit would look great in freaking Blu-ray, which apparently I don't think is going to happen. Heavenly Bodies, yeah. And then one of the 42nd Street Forever ones. They did a one Blu-ray that was kind of a combo with some extra stuff of part 1 and 2, or volume 1 and 2 of the 42nd Street Forever, and it was the Draft House edition. It was the last one they released. I'm pretty sure. I'm really a big fan of this one, and the commentary over the trailers was awesome. And actually, I think there might be a Blu-ray of this one, but not in the U.S. Fulci's 4 for the Apocalypse, or 4 of the Apocalypse. This movie is a really great Western. Definitely. If you like spaghetti Westerns, and this was made in the 70s, and it's very, obviously very violent. It's a very great movie. It's amazing that Fulci made this, in my opinion, because later on he got with the crazy stuff with Beyond, and And those are great to watch, but this one is actually a really super good film. They should just do something different with those movies. Put some pumpkins on it. And then here's a set. And I don't even know if a lot of people know about these unless you're really into grindhouse exploitation films. I got this a long time ago. I don't even remember. It's the Ginger movies. It's a trilogy of movies starring Sherry Caffararo. I think I've seen some of it. I can't remember. I do have it somewhere on a hard drive. Well, he could have, if he still lived, he would have definitely got down with Beyonce. She would have been a remake of Demania or something. But these are really like roughies. If you ever heard that term, where it's not porn, but they are very rough with the women and stuff, and kidnap women and all kinds of shit. But she's like a spy or something, but she's on like really low level missions. This one, I'm thinking there is a Blu-ray of it, but I'm not buying it because comedies, I don't need to see comedies in great detail, even though there's a lot of nudity in this, which I would love to see in great detail. But it's a Ski School, which is a great funny movie. Yeah, Beyonce was, she ain't gonna take no less money. I believe it was just pretend acting, but I'm not gonna. I don't think I should comment because YouTube will probably take me down if it really was actual kidnapping. So I don't think it was. Well, Matt, I mean, I have a history with the Beyond, but when it was on VHS, so it kind of. But I mean, I agree. I like City of Living Dead. I think it's got, to me in my mind has gotten higher than the Beyond, or just on the same tier. I do like House by the Cemetery a lot more than I used to. New York Ripper I've always liked, even though it's really brutal. But yeah, I watch House by the Cemetery almost every Halloween for some reason. It was on a channel I was watching one year, and then it was like a tradition for me to watch it. And then this last one I read something about it not coming to Blu-ray, which I don't know if it's true, if it will never come, but it's a Jess Franco movie, I'm pretty sure. I may have to take my glasses off so I can read. I can't even see it. Is that Jess Franco somewhere on there? Yeah.
I don't see his name on
All right, well, all right.
Oh yeah, I do right there.
Okay, thanks. I thought it was sure. Yeah, I remember him falling off that thing. And they really don't give a shit. Then you never see him again. They should have had him come back as a zombie. Well, maybe Katrina McCall should have not talked to him in distract him a little bit. And I don't know if he makes it the best, Scott, but he makes it memorable. We actually saw those. They had the cast of House by the Cemetery at a convention a while back, and he was there. He looks the same, except a little older, and he doesn't have the mop head anymore. Yes, Matt, I have seen Anything for Jackson, and Joe the Plumber. You want to get him for your plumbing needs. And that's a pretty cool kind of cult movie where they have a cult at the center. It's been I watched it when it first came on Shudder. It's been a little bit. But anyway, the Jess Franco movie, it's like one of his I would say Bloody Moon and this one are probably the top ones for me, and it's Faceless. I think Carolyn Monroe's in it. It's a pretty cool little slasher-ish horror movie in plastic surgeries. Yeah. It was strange. But very nice lady. I was lucky enough to see her twice. And she was at that House of the Cemetery reunion there. I think it was Horror Hound, but I can't remember. And they had like the little girl and the father. I think he might have passed away. And then Katrina McCall. I saw her at another convention somewhere and got her to sign some posters for Wes and Aaron. And I had like a Mexican. I have a Mexican Beyond card. I don't think is Terrified a anthology. I thought it was just that kind of movie where the guy has been on. Was there? Damn, I can't even remember. It's been a while, but I thought it was really scary. Yeah, Cop Out. I was a big. I mean, I think he did. I can't remember how many of those movies he did where he just talked to the audience. The first one was the first one and the second one, I think, are they're like the best, and I really like those. His later movies, I mean, unfortunately, I just don't. Not a big fan of. I mean, like, Wiener, Yozers, whatever the hell. No, they had one on Shudder called Terrified, and it's a foreign film. And I'm a blank right now of. It was definitely a kind of a haunting. We get to this side, but it's been a. Oh, okay, yeah. I may have to rewatch it. It was on the other day. Yeah, and the good thing about the Even Harder, the Kevin Smith Even Harder is, I got it from like for $2 or $3 at a dollar store a long time ago. I like the Terrifier, but I don't like killing off the main final girl. That girl should have been the final girl, and then she should not have been killed. And plus, she was super hot. That brunette was incredibly hot. Well, Eric, you're a lucky man. That's to have any 35 millimeter movies is good. Zach and Mary Make a Porno is pretty good. That one I liked more than, but it's been a while. John's asking, how do I feel about Tarantino? Love his films, but the guy is so arrogant. He thinks only his ideas and films are good, it seems. Well, before anybody complains to Wes, there's a podcast that I mentioned last time, the Pure Cinema Podcast, and I think it's mainly dealing with his New Beverly Theater, but he's on there a few times talking about other movies, or talking about movies, and they talk like, last time it was public domain movies that they like, and kung fu movies he liked, and all kinds of other movies. So, I mean, he does like a lot of different movies, because he obviously takes from them, and, you know, especially in some of the movies, he takes like the music from one movie, especially like some of the Marconi stuff, and then put it in Kill Bill and some of the like Lady Snowblood music, I believe. And, you know, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to feel about, you know, I don't know if I sense that arrogance, but, you know, I don't know. But, I mean, I do like Tarantino movies. Some of them more than others, obviously. I like Kill Bill 1 and 2. I'm a big fan of of the second one more, but I really like that one. I did see the kind of a picture of Argento doing that thing, doing that movie. Yeah, I mean, obviously that was like a big one. Yeah, he borrows stuff from all kinds of movies. Matt asked, "Are you a fan of Who's Next?" Somewhat, but not like a big fan of it. That's cool, Scott. I know that they did the book revealed if Brad Pitt's character actually killed his wife, and they. But I mean, obviously there. It's just some. And he likes all kinds of different films, which I don't like hardly any musicals, and he's a big musical fan from like the really early days of like the 40s and stuff, and I'm not gonna watch any of that junk. I just don't like it. Yeah, I mean, there's differences between people who make it and don't make it. So I don't know if, I don't want to see somebody who's really super cocky and doesn't appreciate stuff. But, if you believe in yourself, that may come out more as arrogance. But, I don't know. Since I haven't made it and I don't believe in myself, I'm not arrogant. I'm just an old man. But, I mean, he's made Westerns the last 3 times. Well, I mean, obviously, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood isn't a Western, but it, has a lot of Western themes. I mean, there's some older films I do like. I do like some, but I haven't watched them in a while. Like the Marx Brothers. The Coconuts is the one I've watched the most. And I like My Chickadee with W.C. Fields. He looks up to Bugs Bunny. Well, I used to. Though they do show the Bugs Bunny cartoons on MeTV on the weekends, but I'm usually at the gym in the mornings to get it over with. Yeah, it's hard to believe that I'm not the 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, but I am a fan of the Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. So there you go. Which I do have that somewhere. I don't have it on Blu-ray though. I have it on DVD from Anchor Bay. But I did get Dracula 1972. No, I'm not a big Space Jams. I mean, I saw some of it. When you got Porky Pig rapping, it's very cringy to me. So I'm not gonna partake. Any modern day slashers that you love? Let me see if I can take the hat off so my brain can breathe. Oh, damn, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. Damn it. Ugh. I can't remember. What was that one night? That one you bought that I bought. It's like something about the night. It's a modern day slasher. I think Robert Patrick was in it. You remember? Is it Lost Night or Lost at Night?
I remember. I can't remember the complete title though.
Something like Lost at Night. Robert Patrick's in it, and that was a pretty decent modern slasher. I mean, it was like $10 or something, so it was very cheap and affordable. Yeah, I saw that the Hammer Mummy is on Svengoolie tonight. I think I have that on DVD. I remember watching that on the Indiana, Bloomington, Indiana has a TV channel called Channel 4, which back in the 80s and early 90s it was independent, and they had a horror host called Sammy Terry, and I remember watching that particular movie on there. Oh, well, Haunt. Definitely thank you, Darren, for helping me remember.
What?
Haunt was a good one.
Oh yeah.
Haunt,
I
that-
actually like that one.
I'm not sure if I call it a slasher, but you know, either way you go, it's a very good horror movie for the Final Girls. Actually, Jackson, thank you. That's a really underrated movie that not a lot of people talk about because the stupid asses never released it in theaters. And yeah, that's a fun movie. That's almost like that series that I need to complete because I haven't watched it all. Is the Scream Queens with Jamie Lee Curtis. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Final Girls. And good night, Eric. Have a good one. Peace out. Are you taking over for me, Dana?
Oh, are you ready?
Well, no, not yet, but I mean, just let me know.
Well, whenever you get ready.
Okay. Dana will come in for the first mate segment.
Yeah.
See, we're tag teaming this out.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom now.
Ugh, let me get my mouse back here. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Unfortunately, yeah, I got it cheap too. So yeah, I would think if you like slasher movies, there's a lot of funny stuff in that. And the slasher stuff is like you know, it follows the rules and stuff, and they have fun with the rules. And you could tell that this movie was going to be released for, you know, it this seems that way. It seems like it's got the feel of a released movie, but no. Oh shit. DEADPIT on Patreon. Tiers start at just $1. Get exclusive content like the Captain's Quarters Oh My show. 2 episodes. Got Too Hot for YouTube, episode 2, and you got some Aja Gento drugged out talking. Dana is coming in to take over the show after a minute. Yeah, John, like I was telling or saying before, it's a good time waster, those 3 movies. I mean, I don't know if it's fast food or not, but yeah, it was fun, but I also could tell what was going to happen in the 1666 near the end. You know, it's just like, you know who's the bad guy is. I was surprised that they went back to 1994 so quickly and had another hour of that. Wes found a Reanimator FYE steelbook earlier. Well, you always find the good stuff. Yeah. I mean, those movies were pretty adult or pretty hard R for these kids. I'm pretty sure that the books were nothing like that, but you know, I'm not a big reader. Hard to believe. I've only read like a couple books in my entire life, cover to cover, because I'm just that way. Now, a graphic novel I've read, but you got to have some pictures. And sometimes you can color them. Wow, someone has Little Nemo on Blu-ray disc. Animation looks really good. I mean, I got that Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie on 4K, and that looks really good. Really good. Well, I think it's more of like a suggested on the R.L. Stein books of Fear Street. And apparently people didn't know that he didn't write a lot of those later ones. I guess he might have died or just retired, and they just kind of kept on going. I don't know if they're for older kids that are older than 17. I mean, I don't know if you'd want to watch or have your kids. There's no nudity in it but there's some
but there's bad language.
there's some fucks in it, if you know, some fuck. But nowadays, I said that shit when I was 10 or 12, so, you know.
You said
Little Nemo. Sorry. I like some anime sometimes. Yeah, it was. Nightmare USA. Slumberland. I'm not familiar with that one. I did read some of Nightmare USA. I mean, when I first got it, I was in this like looking around. There was some good stuff in there. It's a great big ass book. I must have had one of mine's got a dust jacket instead of it printed on the cover like Dana's got one. So I don't know how it's been forever since I got it. I don't think I got it the minute it came out.
I think you got more closer to a first
Yeah.
edition than I do.
Yeah. I know, I get the Nemos. My brain sees a word and it auto completes. Like a text message. If you haven't, speaking of just random thoughts about anime, there's an anime movie called Perfect Blue, and they say that was inspired by Argento's movies and stuff. And I don't know if I saw it that way, but it's a weird giallo. It's not a standard like robots and sci-fi. So it's a little. I think it came out on Blu-ray, but I mean, I got a DVD of it. It's not something I'll revisit very often. I don't think I've revisited it in the last 10 years, so I won't be purchasing that. I did get the Ghost in the Shell 4K steelbook. Oh my! Oh my! Yeah, I agree. It's just okay. Perfect Blue is just okay. Is somebody at the door? Or is this picking up motion? Yeah, I've heard that title before, Jackson. But Inception is just way too crazy. Complicated as far as dream within dreams. The South Park episode really gave it a thrashing. Yeah, I'm not really big into anime as I was because I used to hang out with a guy who liked it a lot, and sometimes I'd watch some of them, and there's some of them that are fun, and I think I got Ninja Scroll on Blu-ray, which I like that one. But the thing about that one is, every time I have tried to watch, I've seen it before. I don't even know if I've seen it all the way through, to be honest, because I keep passing out. And I'm not like, it's like the middle of the afternoon. I put that on, and at some point, boom, out. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing to say about the movie or not, but it is what it is. Sometimes there's some definitely on Netflix has tons of those. I finished that Resident Evil show. No, I haven't. I haven't watched all the fourth one, but it's okay. It's nothing special. What are some of my favorite 90s horror movies? I guess I'm pretty sure that Night of the Demons 2 is the 90s or early 90s. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, I needed to watch. I haven't watched Cowboy Bebop. I think I had the animated movie. I know they're making a live action movie. I don't know if it's going to be released or if it's on Netflix. I can't remember which. I'm thinking. Of course, Scream for the 90s. That one was just so cool to watch in a theater. And you got the reveal at the end. Me and my buddy was like, whoa. Are you shitting me? There's two of them? That was pretty cool. So does my first mate want to come over here and take her
Oh, yeah.
Rifle Place
Yeah.
at the
didn't-
wheel.
I forgot to advertise beforehand because I was working on my merchandise.
You have the comm, Dana.
The call.
Yeah, the command.
Oh.
Cowboy Bebop. Yeah,
Mate's taking over. Unless,
I'm interested in the film. That's for sure.
Unless
The
they
live
wanna-
action.
unless they want to ask you more about Cowboy Bebop.
Well, I've only know about it and seen like little snippets.
I don't know that much about anime. I've seen it.
Oh, it's a show. Yeah, that's crappy. But I'm gonna pass the baton to that chick, that Evil Dead chick. Let her go on about something.
LP.
She's gonna talk some crazy bullshit, ain't you, Dana? She's gonna talk about music.
I want to talk about LPs
I'm talking about sex, baby.
because I wanted to do something quick that wasn't going to keep people on here for 5 hours.
Now I gotta put these movies up.
Well, I've had to put up more than that.
All right, talk, Dana, talk.
I'm talking.
No, you're not.
Jackson Jack said something. I hope it's not, but I think it's supposed to be a Netflix show.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay. Well, yes, the first mate is taking over. I do want to say that I am setting up some merchandise for Deadites on Deck, which is what I'm going to call my particular show. I'm still Evil Dead Chick, but the name of my live stream, instead of Captain's Quarters, which Steve has already taken, I am going to do Deadites on Deck. And I've been eagerly creating content or things that you can purchase on Teespring. T-shirts, beach towels, yoga mats, drinkware. Hey, Chris V. Almost anything that you'd want to purchase with the new logo on there. But anyway, enough about that. You can go on the DEADPIT fans Facebook page, or you can go on my personal Facebook page and get the link to go there if you want to look at that. But what I was going to talk about real quickly is I discovered there was a record I didn't talk about in my horror soundtracks on vinyl live stream that I did. And I also have purchased 3 new LPs from Waxwork Records, and I just kind of wanted to show them off. And the one I forgot to show because I had on display and forgot to take it off of display to show everybody during the last live stream was the Pieces soundtrack that Arrow put out. And it came with that, I'm guessing it was a limited edition set that came with the puzzle and everything, and had the puzzle, the box that looked like the puzzle box that the little boy had the puzzle in and everything. These came separately, they weren't shipped together. I got the movie and everything in the puzzle box first, I believe, and then the album came later. But it does have that pretty cool artwork and the Pieces title. On the back, you see the Pieces title again, and the music that's on there, and you also see the body, or at least the feet of the body with shoes dangling off of it, and it says it's exactly what you think it is. I don't think there's any nudity in this, but that's the gatefold sleeve. Let's see. I don't know if we've got anything. I do apologize. I always have trouble getting these records out of here. And there is some artwork in here, I believe. And some, I guess, like liner notes. There you see the chainsaw there. And here's some liner notes there. And I own all of those now, Darren, because I recently got the Prowler. That was one of the 3 new ones that I got. And the Pieces vinyl does have red vinyl.
Red vinyl.
I'm not sure what Steve's looking at or looking for. But anyway, you may be able to get. You may be able to get this soundtrack on vinyl off of eBay. Maybe somebody may be wanting to sell theirs, or maybe they doubled it, or got 2 copies, and they kept one and they want to sell one. But this is a really good example of horror vinyl. Wouldn't you say so, Steve?
Yeah, whatever you say.
Okay. So I'm gonna show the 3 that I just recently got in. This is Evil Dead 2. They probably more than likely put an Evil Dead out, but I think I must have missed out on that one because when I was looking for some records to buy, I did not see that one. I may be able to get it off of eBay at some point. Oh, I don't know if I saw this or not. Let me get this piece of artwork up. Oh, yes, I did. But it does have this artwork inside there. It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool, guys.
Oh, which one did you buy, Aaron? I'm not sure which one, because we were talking about Pieces. Was Pieces the one that you bought, or?
Pieces. Reese's Pieces. I'm a big fan of Reese's Pieces. Everybody.
I'm not, but maybe Steve is. I think Steve just likes making fun of me. I'm sorry that I'm taking so long to get this stuff back in the sleeves. I don't know. There's got to be a trick to this, to putting this stuff back in the sleeves without bending it all up, or it stopping and not going all the way inside of the sleeve. But I always have trouble. Does anybody else have trouble getting
Message me and we'll talk about it.
getting records and stuff out there? There's the cool picture on the inside of the gatefold sleeve. So Aaron was able to get Pieces when Arrow had a sale, so they must have still had some records left over, possibly. And let me show you the back there, which has the severed hand flipping everybody off there with the Evil Dead 2 title in the background. And let me just show you the record here, which has like the yellow Oldsmobile classic, Sam Raimi's old car, that color, on the vinyl. So that's pretty cool. And I have listened to this one, and it sounded really, really good. Well, you got lucky, Aaron, then you got one that didn't suck. Yeah, because there was like, when I was looking at the vinyl from Waxwork Records to decide which ones I wanted to get, there were some that I would never in a million years even dream of spending money on. I mean, Steve thought I spent enough as it was on 3 LPs, but I did see stuff on there that I can't believe anybody would buy it. Like I think there was an Us soundtrack that was sold out at the point that I was buying mine or thinking about purchasing them. I was like, why would anybody buy that? I don't even remember the music being that great on that movie. And that movie wasn't good either. But anyway, the next one I got was The Prowler. And Wes had actually asked me if I had The Prowler. When I either was doing, I think it was when I was doing that last live stream that I did. And there's the gatefold for Prowler. And this one is a double LP. So I'm going to show you. I won't show you both of the records because they're about the same as far as the vinyl. So it's like an army green with blood red splashes. I don't know how well y'all can see that. Yeah, I agree, Darren. I have yet to listen to it. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. But the presentation of it is very impressive. And also, let me show you what else this has in here. And this might not be of interest to people, but again, it might be. This is a reproduction of the letter that Rosemary sent to her military boyfriend, the Dear John letter that you see at the beginning of the movie. And then if you turn it over, you have Joe Zito's description when Richard Einhorn, the composer, showed up to do the music for the film. So I'm going to put this back in there. Okay, and then I'm really proud of this one too as well. This one is a really beautiful set, and I know I'm going to love listening to the music because of the band. This is for Phenomena. I know there's a bad reflection coming back from the. I'm trying to make it where you guys can see it. I mean, this is a really beautiful, glossy record set or LP set. Let me show you that gatefold there. Try to angle it down a little bit so the reflection of the monitor is not showing. And actually show you the vinyl itself, which has, I will show you the other record because it has different color vinyl, but this has like blue and green, kind of earthy colors. Well, Darren, as far as I know, they still have this one for sale. It was not sold out whenever I bought mine. So you may still have a chance to get it. And it has this artwork on the inside of Jennifer Connelly's character. And of course, anything where Goblin does the music, I'm all for that stuff. So, let me show you the other. I agree, Aaron. Any Goblin stuff, you can't go wrong with getting Goblin albums. This one has kind of like an orangish color with some dark splashes on it. So, again, I haven't listened to this one yet, but I know I'm going to love it. again, Steve thought I was crazy for buying 3 records at one time. I think he thought that was overkill. But, you know, I have them now, and I'm proud to own them. And that is basically what I wanted to show you guys. I didn't have a really elaborate thing to do, and I really didn't want to keep people any later than I needed to. But if anybody has any questions for me, or, you know, just wanted to make a comment or anything, you can go ahead and do that. I'll wait a minute or two. Yeah, actually, Darren, Steve and I watched Phenomena, I believe last weekend.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably, well, actually, I ordered this before we watched it, because I don't know about everybody else, but you have to wait quite a while before you get any albums from Waxwork Records. Steve, what are you doing?
So anybody that's got Shudder, I suggest watching Messiah of Evil. It's on there.
Yes,
So
it is on there.
watch that shit.
I remember Steve reminded me about Messiah of Evil. A funny little story. My cousin Jed and I. What? Why is that wrong? My cousin.
Say it. I know what you're gonna say.
My cousin Jed and I watched it. What are you doing? Oh, I thought we had already showed all those. Did we show the witch one?
Mm-mm.
We have all 3 of them.
I'm gonna do that trick where you go.
No, please don't, because I don't want the boxes to get messed up. But anyway, my cousin Jed and I watched Messiah of Evil before I knew how popular that movie was with everybody. Well, it seems like everybody knows about it now. But back when we watched it, it was on an old VHS, and I thought it was like maybe
Brentwood
like,
sets.
no.
Brentwood.
I mean, it might be on a Brentwood set, but I had it on an old VHS, and we thought the main guy in it looked like a cross between Peter Fonda and Sylvester Stallone, so we were calling him like Peter Stallone.
And they laugh.
Yeah, we laughed. We thought it was funny.
They laugh.
Okay. True or false? The underwater scene in Inferno is the best Argento scene. Not in my opinion, Aaron, because I don't know. I just can't. I mean, it's a good scene, but it's not the best Argento scene in my opinion. Probably some of my all-time favorite scenes would either come from Deep Red or Tenebrae, and possibly Suspiria. All of those would be ahead of Inferno. And I don't know if that's because I'm just not too fond of Inferno. I think that Inferno's kind of slow and boring for an Argento movie, but Steve doesn't agree with that. I think you're a pretty big fan of Inferno, aren't you?
Yeah, but I agree that it's kind of style over substance, but you know.
But Aaron's asking true or false, the underwater. Yeah. The underwater scene in Inferno is the best Argento scene. Discuss.
Your thoughts. I mean, it's definitely a inventive scene, and it's up there with the most memorable scenes. But there's also so many. There's so many other things in like Deep Red, but you know, it's definitely, I would say, it's probably one of more complicated scenes. Maybe the one in Opera with the crane that goes around. So yeah, it's top tier, but there's a lot of good scenes from his masterwork, if you will.
Yeah, I was just saying I didn't think it was the best Argento scene.
It's pretty good.
But Aaron's evidently telling me I said blasphemy, so sorry about that.
Let's burn the Bible.
Oh, golly, Steve.
Well, we gotta go all the way.
But yeah, does anybody else have any more questions? Aaron, you got any more questions? Like I said, I'll give it a minute or two more, and then I'll probably have Steve shut this stuff down.
I'm gonna shut this fucking down.
Because Steve's probably gonna have to go to bed.
No.
Because, Steve was up late last night doing a Spookies commentary. And he's flexing his muscles behind me.
Spookies. Spooky dookie.
Oh, and I will promote my 1980s horror retrospective while I'm on here. I am continuing that. The next one's going to be 1983. I've done 1980, 81, and 82. I'm thankful to the people that stayed in there with me for the 3 and 4 hour jobbies that I did with that. And Steve's talking to one of the dogs. What films am I watching after the stream?
I'm gonna watch something on Shudder. I think it's called The Call, and it sounds like it's interesting. It's like it takes place in '87.
Is it one of those made for Shudder things?
It's a Shudder original.
I don't know what I'm going to watch. I may sit down and watch Videodrome in preparation for my next horror retrospective.
Okay.
But I will have to wait till after Steve goes to.
Long live the new flesh, Dana.
Yeah. Yep. So, I guess.
You guess?
If nobody has anything else, I know there's a delay, and you really, if you wait too long, you're gonna lose your audience anyway.
You gonna lose them?
Yeah.
Well.
So, are you ready to start shutting things down, Steve?
Sounds good, Aaron Fry. Yes, we'll shut it down if you may take over.
Yeah. I think I babbled on long enough, and
I'm all about the premise. So if you got a good premise,
what about a good promise?
and that on the execution, no, I'm all about. I don't care about the execution. I just want to know about the premise
Of what?
of this movie.
Oh.
I also may just watch something from Joe Bob's Drive-In. I haven't watched the Maniac Cop thing, so. But I appreciate everybody coming and wasting some time with us. We appreciate it, me and Dana Lynn. So,
Yes, we do.
So peace out. Have a great weekend. Rest up.
For one of my retrospectives, why don't you?
She said, Aaron, why don't you show up for one of her retrospectives? Why don't you? Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. DEADPIT on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.